Hello everyone! Today I'm working again on my Copenhagen postcards and we have finally arrived to the city center, which I have been avoiding as much as I can because it's the most challenging one. The thing is, first of all, a postcard is pretty small. It's something like this. And there is quite a lot happening in the center. There is a lot of landmarks and things that are interesting to show on a touristy postcard. And there is no way I can fit that. So there's a lot of choices to be made. One idea that I came up with is, for example, instead of drawing the Rosenborg castle, which is my favorite castle in Copenhagen, I will probably just draw a piece of the king's jewelry or queen's jewelry or date's jewelry, whatever, because in this castle they're keeping the royal family's jewelry. I don't know what is the official name to call it. Like there's a bunch of crowns, bunch of nice bling. The other association that comes with it is people drinking beer in the garden. But I probably won't do that one because it also is going to take a lot of space on the map. I have really tiny space and a lot of landmarks, so I have to think really hard about it. There are some that I can't imagine not including, like Newtown and The Little Mermaid, and probably I'll have to go for really tiny versions of those. I'm starting to think more and more that this project would work better as posters instead of postcards, which is not really a problem because I'm working in Illustrator and I can scale up and down however I like. So I can easily make big posters out of these. But I'm not really that interested in selling posters because they're big, they're expensive, and take a lot of space in my tiny apartment. I much rather make cards, so... Or maybe I will make both things, we'll see. But anyway, that's what I'm wrestling with today, how to fit all the Copenhagen Center landmarks on a tiny A6 postcard. Which are the ones that I absolutely need to keep and what can I do without? I think the answer to that is basically I Google Copenhagen and the pictures that come up the most, those are the landmarks that I will try to include for sure, which is basically Newtown, and the rest will either not be there or be represented in some minimal way, like a crown instead of a castle. That is when I remember that design is about solving problems and not about drawing fun stuff. I guess it's about the balance of both. Anyway, that is a form of procrastination and it needs to stop. Hello everyone! Today I'm putting some finishing touches on my Copenhagen postcards because tomorrow I'm going to test print them and see how they look on paper. I have been very economical with my use of space for my test print. This is a A3 sheet and it fits all of them quite nicely. These are A6 and this is A5. That's the great thing about these A series, that they kind of fit into each other. And yeah, I have to 3 other ideas that I'm not quite ready with, but maybe I'll add them as well, at least one of them, to fill the space, because I just love to be efficient like that. And I'll take you for that tomorrow when we go and do it. Also tomorrow I'm meeting my friend who helped me design my bike for my street sale adventure, because I actually did get the permit. Also, that's something I'm printing tomorrow, because when I'm out selling I should always have it with me. And yeah, that's what's going on for the time being. I didn't really talk to you last week because I really wanted to focus on work and just didn't want to be distracted, but I'll try to keep up with vlogging this week, because after a while it's quite fun to look back on those adventures and see how it all came together also for myself. So I'll try to keep up with it. So folks, today's work has been somewhat tedious because it mostly consisted of preparing files for the internet. So now it's 3:30 or so, and I just need to pack a quick order. And then I'm going to my previous office to do some test prints for my cards. Can't wait to see how it looks on paper, and I really hope they can work in A6, because it's the perfect size. Anyway, we'll find out soon enough. Also, it will be my first time going to the city center in months, and I feel like I'm taking a trip to Paris or something. Also, the weather outside looks really, really nice, so it's gonna be good. So folks, I believe I didn't show you the results from the other day's printing session. I didn't film much of that because, as always happens with me and printers, things don't go smoothly. And in this case, the problem was that my printing account has been deleted from the printer in my previous office, which makes sense. I haven't been sitting there for about a year now, so I had to ask someone else to print for me. I had to send my files to his email account and he had to print, and I hate bothering people like that. I usually just want to be able to do as much on my own as possible, but oh well. So there were a few things I wanted to try, which I didn't because I didn't want to ask for more prints. But in any case, I think I have the answers I needed for my final printing, and let me show you. These are some of the cards in their real size, and I think I'm pleasantly surprised with how much of the detail you actually can see. I think the font is a little bit too small, so I'm going to enlarge that a little bit, but I actually really like it. one problem is that here you can barely see the actual map part of the map. You can't see the little streets and blocks and things, and I'm going to change this color of those, I don't know what to call them, areas with this yellow, because I want to stick to my palette. I already tried that on the computer and I think it looks good. I made this other test when I put strokes on them, but I don't really like that with the strokes. I think it gives too much background noise and it just becomes too busy and I don't like it, too loud. But in any case, I figured it out. This is the card I was most scared of, the center, because it's too crowded. Like you can see if we compare these two, this one and this one, this is pretty empty because this is just a living neighborhood. There's not that much going on there. And this is the very center and there is tons stuff there that I also had to skip. So I think I'm going to maybe add a little something to this so it's not as empty. Like here, for example, I'm not done with this, but there will be another detail down here. This one is, I think, nicely balanced, which is interesting because I was also scared of this area because I didn't know anything particularly interesting there. Didn't really know what to add, but I think it filled up nicely. Yeah, I also really like this one. I like how the shape of the area just fills up the space. And there is a very small area, like this one right here and this one, that are actually the same area. And I was debating with myself to exclude it from this one. For example, I moved this church. It used to be here, but it was too small. I put it in the center one because I think it fits better. And anyway, I think this is good. I'm also gonna add this one to the previous set that is more about the different sites and things. There's a building called the Round Tower that is in the center and it's very touristy. So I thought we need a card of that as well. I have so many ideas and I just have to stop somewhere and I can always make more later. But if I'm waiting to do all the ideas before I can print them, I'll be waiting forever. So yeah, I also made a test print in A5. So this is the same card in A6 and A5. This is the standard postcard size. And this is, I mean, there are postcards in A5, but they're not as common. And while you can definitely see more on the bigger one, I still like how the small one turned out. So I think I'm going to make my cards standard A6 sizes. They're meant to be. And I don't know, if I get a lot of comments from people saying that they would rather have it bigger, then I'm gonna do that. But until then, A6 is good. Or I don't know, maybe posters, but I really like making posters. I prefer smaller things, so no posters for the time being. So yeah, these are the results from my little printing session the other day. I'm very happy. I have small touches here and there to do. There was also this one area of the city that I kind of decided to ignore because I want to be done and I want to send them to the final print. But again, I'm considering making it. So next week, I'll attempt to quickly make that area and adjust the final fine-tunes that I have to do on these ones. So realistically, that means in 2 weeks, I can send them to the printer, which this week I told him, I wrote them to see if they're open, if they're working. And I said that I'm going to print next week. I mean, they probably don't remember. It doesn't really matter that much. But I think realistically, the printing is going to happen in 2 weeks from now. And it will be really exciting to see the final result of months and months of work. I don't know, these cards might look really quick and simple, but one of them takes me about a week to complete. Well, to be fair, I usually work on more than one project simultaneously, so it might be a little quicker if all I'm doing is the cards. But anyway, I've been so excited for this project and it's been kind of a dream project for a while, and it'll be nice to see it complete. Also, hopefully from next week we can start working on my bike so that when the cards are ready and printed, I can actually take them out and show them to people. But yeah, we'll see about all that next week. But for this week, I think this is where I'm going to and this vlog has been kind of messy because I wanted to make my vlogs a little more focused on one thing at a time, so they have a little more of a theme. So I film all kinds of different things, and some I'm not including because I'm keeping for a different themed vlog, like let's say Lino cut. I have no idea how the footage I have fits together, but I'm about to find out because I'm going to edit now. And anyway, you probably don't care about all that, and I'm going to end this one here and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing these bits and pieces of things I'm doing, and I'll see you next time, and until then, have fun.